Testing 1, 2, 3. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Give me a 1 if you can hear me. Thank you. If you still don't have sound, you may have to go out and come back in. All right, y'all. All right. I don't know if anybody was watching Patron Gendron. The Washington Post actually live streamed his sentencing phase, and it's a little over 2 hours long. If you want an opportunity to see it, just go out to the Washington Post on YouTube and you should be able to see it. So he got sentenced today, ladies and gentlemen, to life without parole. Payton Gendron wanted to give an apology, and the families pretty much shut that down. So he was not able to stand up in court and apologize. Who the hell wants an apology for what he did? So the witness, his apology was actually published, and I'll read it to you. But he was not allowed because the family members would not let him get up and give that statement. So I got a clip from ABC 7 out of Buffalo, New York. It got pretty volatile up in the courtroom. It was a very emotional day. And you know how it is when you lose your loved one. And in fact, can you imagine the heartache these people feel? Their family member is not dead because they did something wrong to Peyton Gendron or harmed his family or did anything to him for that matter. They are dead because he didn't like the fact that they were Black. What the hell? No, nobody's going to take that well. You know, I realize many of the people that look like Peyton Gendron, you are born, bred, and raised not to care about us, not to care about how we feel, not to feel what we feel. That got to be bred into you. That's not a natural thing. So think about it. He wants to get up and apologize, y'all. He went up to that supermarket and took trips prior to the shooting. If y'all remember, you gonna write on your AR-15 the N-word on the barrel. And then you get out of your vehicle, turn on Facebook Live, and then you walk through the doors of that grocery store and you slaughtered people on live stream that did absolutely nothing to you. And you think the family want to hear your apology? Hell no. I wouldn't be sitting around listening to that apology either. He got to be out of his mind. But yes, when the families got up and spoke, he sat in the courtroom and wept. He cried. Like, those of you that got children, please leave now. I'm not going to make no promise that I won't cuss. So if you got young children, this is the time for you to leave. This is the time for you to shut this live stream off. For real. He sat and cried like a bitch up in that courtroom, y'all. He can't even imagine how much he hurt so many people that day. He can't even imagine how deep that was. I don't feel bad for Peyton Gendron, and I will never forgive anybody like him. Never. You can forgive people for certain things, but even the Heavenly Father don't forgive. Thou shalt not kill. It's just amazing to me how Christians go to church every Sunday and you know that's a commandment, and you still forgive for the death of your family, knowing that is one of the commandments that you don't do. That never made any sense to me. And it is another reason not to even deal in Christianity. The hell out of here. Yeah, he sat there and wept like a bitch. I'm going to show you a clip that I got out of ABC 7 Buffalo. And I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see it just got wild up in the courtroom. And I don't blame these people. They are hurt. I know you don't care about that, but these people are deeply hurt. How do you come back or even come to the realization, I lost my mother, I lost my father, I lost my brother, sister, son, daughter because some fool didn't like the fact that they were Black? Hell no, nobody is going to feel right about forgiving for that reason. The hell out of here. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. We're going to look at the video and then I'll come back with some more commentary. All right, y'all. Please give me a 1 if you can see the screen. If you can see my screen, please give me a 1. Okay. All right, let's get started.
Pain of hearing about the deaths of 10 Black people at the hands of a white supremacist. Too much for one man to bear as he suddenly lunges at the convicted killer during his sentencing.
A court officer immediately restrained that person. The drama came during the sentencing of 19-year-old Payton Gendron. He was just sentenced to life in prison for the deadly mass shooting at a top supermarket in May.
Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles has been closely following the new developments. Joins us now from the newsroom with more. Darla.
David, to be clear, Payton Gendron was sentenced to life in prison for each of the 10 people he killed. He planned to make a statement today, an apology to the families, but that never happened. The survivors and the victims' families making it quite clear they didn't want to hear it.
There's nothing Cat wouldn't do for people. I want personally to choke you and leave my fingerprints on your neck because it was unnecessary.
This is just a sliver of the pain beating inside of an Erie County courtroom Wednesday morning. Payton Gendron to be sentenced to life in prison for the May massacre at the top supermarket in Buffalo that killed 10 people.
Your little punk decided to come and kill my sister.
The sister of Catherine Massey turning her body to speak directly to Gendron, unable to suppress her misery and agony.
You're going to come to our city and decide you don't like Black people. Man, you don't know a damn thing about Black people.
Seconds later, this, a man lunging at Gendron sent the courtroom into chaos.
But I am sure that you are all disturbed by the physicality that we've seen in the courtroom here today. And I understand that emotion and I understand the anger, but we cannot have that in the courtroom.
And while the other victim impact statements didn't lead to a physical outburst, they were no less powerful.
Because of you murdering my dad, I'm pissed and I'm sad and I hate you.
It was like a video game to you. What can you possibly say to anybody?
And then there were these soft-spoken words, Gendron sobbing as he listened.
Do I hate you? No. Do I want you to die? No. I want you to stay alive. I want you to think about this every day of your life.
Now, this is not the end for Gendron. He still faces federal domestic terrorism charges, and in that case, he faces the death penalty. David?
All right, y'all. Okay. So you can see it got very emotional up in the courtroom, and I don't blame them. I have to tell you, if that was my family member, I would have been that way too. There is no way. I don't know how I would have been able to restrain myself. You know? So let's get to the apology that he tried to give, but the families pretty much shut him down on that. They said they were not going to listen to his apology, and I don't blame them. Who the hell wants an apology after listening, hearing that your loved one, and then he put it out there like it was some motion picture movie for people to watch. It was terrible. I'm, I mean, come on. And we know the vast majority of the people that he killed, ladies and gentlemen, were elderly. These were old people. I mean, I think one woman was even up in her 80s. Come on now. I mean, these folks were out on a Saturday shopping for themselves in a grocery store and shopping for their families. You know, I mean, you got to be a monster to take it upon yourself and just shoot people that never did nothing wrong to you ever. I don't feel bad for Peyton Gendron. I hope somebody kill his ass up in the prison. Yeah, I said it. Yes, I said it, and I won't take it back. I'm not taking anything back. Yeah, I hope somebody do get him up in that court. Yeah, I want somebody to get him. So, but I'm sure wherever he is, they're going to keep him well separated from the rest of the people. You know, I don't know how they held it together. Like y'all say, they should have bum rushed him up in there. But I can understand why people are upset. So let's get to his apology that he did not get to say to the families because they wouldn't allow it. So this was published of what he said in, I guess, notes that he wrote. I cannot express how much I regret all of the decisions I made leading up to my actions on May 14th. Peyton Gendron, wearing an orange jumpsuit and shackles, said in court, I did a terrible thing that day. I shot and killed people because they were Black. Looking back now, I can't believe I actually did it. I believe what I read online and acted out of hate. I know I can't take it back, but I wish I could. And I don't want anyone to be inspired by me and what I did. So we know he shot altogether 13 people, and the 10 that died were all Black. That's what we do know. I'm glad they didn't let him say that in court, y'all. I'm glad they didn't allow him to say it because there is no apology he can give that will even come close to being sufficient enough to justifying killing 10 people. And I want y'all also to know he was inspired by YouTube videos. Y'all remember that, right? He was inspired by watching YouTube videos. He learned how to use that AR-15 from watching YouTube videos. And I'm never, ever going to forget this motherfucker putting the N-word on the barrel of a deadly weapon before he went in after people that did him no harm. Y'all don't come here with that Christianity and I forgive you crap. I don't forgive, and I'm not no damn Christian. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, he was inspired by YouTube videos. In fact, I did a video on it back in 2022 when he said that's what he was inspired to use an AR-15. But they want to come after my channel? But they want to mess with our channels though, right? It's unbelievable. So this is not over. As you heard, this trial was just on the state level. He still got to go through another trial on the federal level. So that should be coming up soon. Usually they have these trials close together. Brian, thank you so much for the super sticker. They usually have the trials close together. So I would probably imagine if it don't come up, his federal trial will probably come up sometime in March for anybody that wants to follow it. And one more thing I do want to say. I was also trying to follow the trial of Brother Polite. Brother Polite was supposed to go on trial February 8th. His trial was changed. It's pushed back to May 1st. So those of you that, needed an update on that, because I know I did, and shout out to Phil for giving me the original February 8th court date from court documents. Shout out to Phil Scott. So if you were looking for anything with Brother Polite, that's probably why you didn't find it, because it's been postponed. Thank you, Kid Gravity Beyond. Thank you for your work. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm glad he is sentenced. I'm glad he's never going to get out ever again. But I felt the emotion of those family members. I really did. My heart bled for them. What a terrible reason to lose your loved one because somebody got radicalized at home to hate Black people. That's the only reason why they're laying up in a grave. Evolve My, thank you so much for the super sticker. Yeah, well, I don't think he's going to get out of it, y'all. I really don't. I just, I'm going to try to follow his trial when it comes up, but I'm just telling y'all, I don't believe Brother Polite is going to get out of this one. I really don't. That's just my opinion. RJ, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you, Mike C, for the super sticker, and House 1133, thank you. Gus T Renegade of Cows was in the courtroom. Okay, thank you. Denise, thank you so much for the super sticker. We have gone through so much historically. I don't believe any other group would have survived as long as we have. I really, truly don't know. He was on YouTube, not so much anymore like he used to be, but he was a YouTube personality, Brother Polite. His real legal name is Michael Nowak Jr. So in court documents, chances are that's how it's going to be online. Tom Slick, thank you so much for the super sticker. I'm just tired of our people suffering at the hands of all this nonsense. I'm sick of it. And the people doing it, they never get tired of it. They just don't. But I certainly do. It'll wear your butt out. So everybody, I wasn't going to keep everybody long, and I know I didn't give very much notice, but I wanted to come on right after he got the verdict. And again, if you want to see it, I watched part of it on the Washington Post. They live streamed the sentencing phase of the trial. So if you did not, if you just want to watch it, if you got over 2 hours, then you should be able to watch the whole thing. But my heart bleeds for those family members. I keep them in my prayers. I know it's got to be rough going through that. But, it may not be the best ending for their loved ones, but at least it gives them some closure, if nothing else. All right, everybody, please enjoy the rest of your day. And I guess you just hang out until you see my videos posting for tomorrow. I'm going to try to start working on those in about an hour. So, of course, my paid subscribers and the people that support me on Patreon, you will, as usual, get the videos first. And everyone else, just stay tuned until they come out tomorrow. Shalom, family.